7 people from 7 very different backgrounds, all highly successful in their own field. They'll do battle over the mysterious human property of intelligence. We'll submit them to a battery of the latest intelligence tests.
I'm not really good at these.
The winner will need to be fantastically creative.
This is blood dripping everywhere.
And highly practical. In our experiment, we're trying to see how it's possible to compare the intelligence of such wildly different people. Is there one intelligence that equips us to solve all kinds of problems and answer all questions? The oldest and most commonly used intelligence test claims to measure just that. It's the IQ test.
Test lasts 30 minutes. Starting you now.
To make things interesting, psychologist Vivian Hill has selected sections from some of the most difficult IQ tests.
It's the ability to look at information and to try to deduce a rule that makes connections.
The IQ test has been around for over 100 years, and it appears to have an almost magical property. It seems to show that we have one general all-round ability, a kind of all-purpose thinking skill that can be represented by a single number, the IQ score. Very convenient if you want to compare people. And this is how it works. The IQ test consists of many sections that seem unconnected.
What does an entomologist study?
So section 2 is vocabulary and general knowledge.
What's the distance between London and Hong Kong in miles?
About 8,000 miles.
Section 3 is a memory test.
8175 backwards.
5718.
And section 4 is a test of our spatial ability, the ability to reproduce a pattern with a set of blocks.
Wow, that was tough.
Common sense might tell us that you might be good at some of these sections and bad at others. But in this case, common sense is wrong. On average, if we're good at one of these sections, we tend to be good at all of them. This is certainly true for quantum physicist Seth, who came top in our IQ test. But what does a high IQ really say about you? It might say something about your health, or even your life expectancy. Recent research into the history of IQ tests in Scotland has come up with some extraordinary insights about IQ.
You have 45 minutes to do the test. Okay.
Okay.
Bill and Davina are 79 years old. This is the second time they've done this test. The first time was in 1932, when every 11-year-old in Scotland was put through an intelligence test. The results were rediscovered recently in an Edinburgh basement.
We brought hundreds of people back and we got them to sit the exact same test that they had sat when they were aged 11. Now these people were now 79 or 80 years old. We gave the same instructions, we gave the same test, and we gave the same time limit.
What's remarkable is that the kids who had higher IQ scores at 11 are the very ones who are still alive today. But even if IQ is linked to good health, is the person with the highest IQ also the most intelligent?
Not even test manufacturers would say the result of this test will tell you how intelligent somebody is. They would say it's a small component of making those judgments and that you should be looking at a much broader spectrum of skills, abilities and aptitudes.
So if IQ is only a small component of intelligence, what else is out there? For 30 years, Professor Howard Gardner has been developing a controversial theory in intelligence research.
The major move I've made in the study of intelligence is to pluralize it. I've come up with an alternative view, which is called multiple intelligence theory. To perform some kind of an action in the area of music or in the area of navigation is very different than to perform in a scholastic kind of assignment. And my whole analysis over many years suggests it's a mistake. It's a category error to lump all these together and to call them intelligence.
So we decided to test one of Gardner's most contentious intelligences, bodily or kinesthetic intelligence. These goggles turn everything upside down.
Oh my god. I can see a bit, can't I?
They must move the place settings from one table to another, pour a glass of water, then bounce the ball and put it through the hoop, all against the clock. For once, Seth has trouble.
I'm trying not to throw up. That is my personal strategy.
The ball skills have been tricky for everyone.
Oh, yeah.
But both Stella and Susan learn the hand-eye coordination amazingly quickly. Whether or not you agree with Gardner's multiple intelligence theory, this test did measure an ability the IQ test overlooked.
That was fun.
Gardner's theory remains controversial, but he's not the only scientist attempting to measure intelligence beyond IQ. So we subjected our contestants to even more tests and challenges. From creativity...
I can't draw, so I'm just giving you the shape.
...to emotional intelligence.
These high EIQ people avoid problem relationships. They are less likely to get into fights or arguments with other people. They're highly connected people.
From practical...
This might not work.
...to lateral thinking.
You can unravel the sock
and send a message to a prisoner in another cell.
So, who ended up being the winner? In first place, there was an interesting tie. One of our winners has done fantastically well on the standard IQ test, but our other winner wasn't in the IQ test's top 3. Taken across all the tests, quantum physicist Seth Lloyd shared highest scores with dramatist Bonnie Greer. While it's certainly tempting to say IQ can tell us how intelligent we are, the results of the more novel and controversial tests suggest that IQ tests might just be missing different kinds of high flyers. It seems that labelling people clever or stupid needs an awful lot of care and intelligence.